the undead, where evil lurks in every shadow and monsters roam the streets, mankind's only survival rests in the hands of two Welsh warriors. Armed with boomsticks, chainsaws, bad language, these beacons of hope will stop at nothing to obliterate deadites, vampires, psychotic nurses. So, hold tight, strap in, and let the professionals take charge. Otherwise, you're in for a rough, blood-soaked night.
Oh, hey! How's it going?
Jenks.
We're in business. We're on time.
I think my computer may be fixed. I don't want to jinx it, Jenks, but I just joined this stream. Easy.
Is it?
No mishaps. I just spent a little time with my mate.
Yeah.
Going through all the settings and stuff, trying to get it fixed. I'm sick of turning up to these things late, Jenks.
I know it's
I can't
bad.
do it anymore.
Yeah, and if it weren't for your drinking, you probably would be on time. But look, something wrong with my fucking computer, have I? In your pajamas. Hey,
You right, Jenks?
Yeah, your mic sounds a little bit quieter than normal. I don't know if you've turned it down or something, or are you further away from it. I've had to turn my volume up quite high to hear you.
Right, everyone in the comments, can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me okay? The best one.
I can hear you.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, this is Talking Rot. Is this the first week we've done Talking Rot? I think we tried it and it failed miserably. We had to abandon it before, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah.
Because of you.
It's low on sound compared to usual. Yeah, what's that about? I don't know how to turn it up. There's no volume to turn it up.
Isn't there a gain on your mic?
Yeah, but does that sound better?
Yeah, much better.
Oh, there we are then. Okay.
Instantly. Your gain turns you up, see? But if it turns... Yeah, it's fine. Speak again, say something else.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Twisted Locker.
You shouted now, though. Just say, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a wood could chuck?
I thought you liked Big Daddy, your favorite film. Yes, right. This is Talking Rot, and we're just going to be talking about movies, horror movies, for an hour maybe.
I have no idea what we're talking about. I don't get any prep on these, Jenks. I just turn up and expect you to throw shit to me.
Well, we're going to leave it open to people, but we'll have a little bit of a catch up first. I forgot to tell you last week. I've seen it before, but I rewatched Butterfly Effect. It's an old film now. I'm guessing you've seen it loads of times.
Jenks.
What?
I watched it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's mad. I think it just popped. I think it was just popped up on the same feed as we on Prime or something, I'm guessing.
No, Jenks. I've got it on Steelbook Blu-ray.
I've got a tattoo of Ashton Kutcher on my arm. Do you know what, right? I watched it. I felt like watching something old because sometimes you spend all night looking for something new, thinking you're missing out on something new, but you think, oh, fuck that. Let's just go back 20 years. It's a great film. I forgot how bleak it was. It's not a nice film at all.
Which ending did you watch it with?
I know which one. I watched the one where he walks off and he sees walking, and you got the Oasis song playing. I know you on, but he chokes himself in the womb, isn't it? Yeah, that's nonsense.
As bleak as it gets.
Yeah.
As if just because he can time travel, he's self-aware in the womb now.
I know, and also like I thought he could only go back in time to the points where he was having blackouts. So, like, when did he have a blackout in the womb?
Well, you don't know, Jenks. He could have blacked out in the womb. You don't know.
Because there's a silly bit in it. I think I mentioned it before, when he's in the prison. Now, you got the guy, Peter Durand.
Oh, yeah.
Who's playing a Mexican. They've basically put, like, fake tan in his face and given him, like, a Mexican tash. And he's got the bandana. It's like... I mean, where was Danny Trejo? What's his name? Danny
Trejo.
Trejo. You must have been like busy that week.
You were dying to say Trejo then.
Was it? How would you pronounce his surname?
Trejo.
I see his name written all the time, and I know the actor, but I never say his name.
You say that as if he's not a well-known actor. Yeah, I know the actor.
He is
in over 200
he is
movies.
he is well known. He's not a good actor though. He's just the only Mexican actor seems to be, isn't it?
Cheap Mexican actor.
Yeah, he's like the Warwick Davis of like looking for a dwarf, looking for a Mexican. It's like, I'm sure there's more than just one Mexican.
Yeah.
And then Peter Dinklage's come along now, and Warwick Davis like, you fucking bastard.
He's taken all the best roles, hasn't he?
But yeah, I watched it, and it's very bleak. Like, there's not one bit of it that's nice, is there?
Maybe when he's in college for a little bit. He's got the best life. They're both in their best place.
Yeah,
it does go sour.
Yeah,
but But I mean them two together in college, not when he's shacked up with Ethan something.
Yeah, the guy from Daredevil.
What is he in Daredevil?
Oh, you're talking about the big fat guy?
Yeah,
he's not fat anymore. Yeah. He's in loads of stuff. No, his friend who was the fat kid, and then he's got long blonde hair. He's in Daredevil. But yeah, the bit in the prison was so stupid. Like, the whole point of this film is that he's the only one who knows that time travel's occurred. The world around him changes. But somehow he can stab his hands, and that guy, Peter Durant, could see the stigmata. He goes, oh my God. I'm like, no, the whole point, you made this film, you made up the rules, and now you've broken them. Like, it's so stupid.
It's a good film though, Jenks.
I love it. I saw it in the cinema. I've seen it loads of times. I'm a big fan of it.
It's a really good film.
I haven't seen the sequel. It looks shit.
No, I don't fancy the sequel. Right, I'm going to say hello to a few
Say hello, boy.
We've got Palf. Hiya, Palf. Thanks for jumping on. We've got Gina. Hi, Gina.
Gina. Generous Gina.
We've got Tyler Adams.
Hi, Tyler.
Gina here with a rep. Don't forget to send a like button.
Yes.
Love. Thank you so much, Gina.
It's a threat, I think, isn't it? Better send it. You're dead.
Let's just skip everyone complaining about my quiet mic, because I'm slightly sore about that. I don't know what.
It's just everything you do, Curtis, is shit.
I know. We've got Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for jumping on.
Hope you're feeling better.
We've got John Moran, currently on a car journey, and I'm not lying, I was behind a logging truck.
Brilliant.
I bet they've got more logging trucks up Scotland way.
Well, we have a lot of scaffolding trucks, and that looks quite scary because it looks a bit sharper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you might get impaled, whereas a log would just kill you instantly. One of those might just stab you.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Gina, I say Trey Joe. Yeah, easy mistake.
Trey Joe.
We've got Vivian. I'm new. Hi.
Hi, Vivian.
I've seen that you're one of our members as well, Vivian. I seen you joined a couple of weeks ago. So thank you so much for joining, and thank you for jumping on this stream. We appreciate it.
This may be your last stream because we're winging it tonight. So who knows? Usually we got some material.
We've got Sam Jones. Hey, Sam. How you doing, pal?
How's it going?
Sam and his mighty mullet. You haven't got any agenda for us, Jenks? This is embarrassing.
This is talking rot. Meaning it's a horror Q&A. If nobody wants to give us a question, we will just waffle on about anything. But chat, please give us a question and we'll waffle on. Anything will do. Preferably horror, preferably Legally Blonde or Street Trash. Ghost. Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is a horror.
It is not a horror.
Right. Okay. I'm going to say something now and you're not going to be able to back down. What makes Ghostbusters less of a horror than Shaun of the Dead?
Oh, don't even start, Jenks.
Come on.
Don't even start.
Do it.
Are you mental?
Give me a reason. Give me a reason.
Okay. There's not 1 ounce of terror in Ghostbusters. There's no blood. There's no, I will say, monsters in the sense of scary monsters. It's a kids' film. It was made for kids. Adults love it, of course. And that's all I've got.
So would you say that Goosebumps isn't a horror either?
No, that is, Jenks. That's geared.
Okay,
that's geared towards a younger audience horror. It's horror for kids.
We gotta outwear this now. Don't worry. Right, Kurt. Are you telling me, right, that the scene in the library when that horrible old lady transforms into that monster isn't horrifying? Are you telling me? are you in general, not just for you, I'm saying in general, are you telling me that when Dana Barrett's couch comes alive and the hands come out, grab her and drag her into that's not horror? Come on.
Right.
You telling me there's no horror elements?
Oh, no one said there's no
Well,
horror
there we
elements,
are
Jenks.
then. No, we're not
I'm not saying it's about ghosts, right? I'm not saying there's no horror elements, but would you consider the female remake to be a horror movie? Would you? That's the best question I can ask you. Would you consider that to be a horror film?
Unfortunately,
now, bear in mind, right? You call yourself a horror fan, and then someone says, "What's your favorite horror movie?" And wait there. If you say Ghostbusters, what do you think they will say?
They would probably lynch me. But if we were doing a top ranking, Ghostbusters would still go in there, regardless if it's scary, regardless if it's horrifying.
That's your opinion for putting it in there. If you want to put it in there, that's your prerogative.
I don't think just because it's got a PG rating, it means that it's not horror.
No, it's nothing to do with the rating. I'm on about what's in the film, the substance of the movie.
I remember when I was young being quite scared of that zombie she turns into in the start of the library.
Well, you're a baby. Because my daughter's been watching Ghostbusters.
Oh, that came out 84. The things were different.
Kids don't know how much films have aged in the last 40 years. They don't.
Isn't that amazing?
It's the first film she's watched.
Isn't that amazing how that, when she transforms, that's just a dummy. It looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to hear from some people in the comments here.
Yeah.
Right?
Is Ghostbusters a horror film?
Spoiler alert, Jenks. No one agrees with you. Vivian says, love you guys. Glad I caught this. Thank you so much, Vivian. We appreciate that.
Thank you,
we're glad you jumped on. Although, because this one is unscripted, we haven't really got a motive for today. You're probably just going to sit there and listen to me and Jenks argue for an hour. I hope you stick along for the ride. You will learn that Curtis is a bit of a twat. John says, I made it home without a log going through my head. Oh, thank God. Yeah, and I would have still expected you to be here today, John. Yeah, I know. I would still expect it. Right, let's get in. If he was listening to a podcast in the car, this would be the last thing he ever heard, me and you arguing about Ghostbusters. What a shame. Right, let's get started then, right? So Jordan says graphic violence for a start. That's the best point I can give you, right? I think he's talking about the log. No, he's not. Gina's talking about the log. I used to make my dad overtake car transporting trucks. Hated being behind them. Do you know what's scarier than being behind them? Being beside them, I find. When you've got a massive truck beside you when you're in a small car. Yeah. It's always scarier. There we are. We're getting into the juicy parts now. Gina says Ghostbusters isn't a horror. And what Gina says goes, right, Jenks? Neither is Goosebumps. Sorry, I laughed my ass off at those films and found nothing scary. I used to draw scarier things. But do you have to be scared of something to call it a horror? No, you don't. There we are. I agree with you because there we are. I've had an argument with my friend because it didn't scare him, and he tried telling me that it isn't a horror movie, and I was like, what the hell makes that not a horror movie? Would you class Gremlins as a horror movie? I'm in the middle there, to be honest. It's a horror movie. It's just a mild one. Horror is very, very broad. Yeah. What about Army of Darkness? That's a silly film. It's Jamie says Ghostbusters has violence, possession, and sex. I saw it in the theater when I was 11. I definitely thought it was somewhat scary. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Jamie. Tyler says Ghostbusters was scary at times for sure. Yeah. Oh, I'm up against the wall here now. I'm up against the wall. You're just a horror snob, Kurt. Unless it's Italian. One of my favorite horror movies is Street Trash. I am far from snob. That's not a fucking horror. Opposite. Jordan says my son's 5 and he only watches Serbian movie. Must be a phase. I hope for your sake, Jordan, he does come out of that phase at some point. Yeah. Tyler says, I'd call it horror, but it's definitely gateway horror. Yes, thank you. Our Life in Horror, Happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. Thanks for jumping on, guys. We appreciate that. Yes, thank you. What's Happy Hump Day? You don't know what hump day is. That's embarrassing. Vivian says, I thought Ghostbusters was a comedy horror, maybe.
Yes.
No, that's a good argument. It's definitely a comedy horror, isn't it?
Come on now, Curtis. You know you're wrong. Take it on the chin.
And I will if I'm wrong, right? And I will. I'm not a sourpuss. But what I'm saying is would you consider What We Do in the Shadows a horror movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a vampire movie. Horror is so broad. You know, you got Silence of the Lambs is horror. You got Goosebumps is horror. You got Legally Blonde. You know.
The only thing that's horrible in that film is her pink 3-piece.
Right. Have you got through them all?
Yeah, you won basically.
Yes.
And,
get
I'm
in
gonna
there.
End the stream.
Hang on. You haven't read them all, I don't think.
Wait, it's just people chatting to each other, man.
Are you sure? Hang on.
Yes.
I thought. So
there's 2 new ones, yeah.
So Gina says, where are we? Gina says, maybe if it had non-animated scenes, I'd been able to say horror elements, but it's a kid's film in my ears. It can be a kid's film and a horror film. Come on, look at Gremlins. I mean, that was a 15 when it first came out. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Gremlins is definitely horror. I was being a bit of a sourpuss when I said
that. Jamie, and especially the second one. That's closer to not horror. Jamie Hart says Wednesday is sometimes referred as Hump Day because it's in the middle of the week.
Did you know that?
You fucking didn't know that.
You're an author, for God's sake. You're supposed to know these things.
What? Hump Day.
Thank you for cleaning that up for Jenks, not me.
You didn't know that.
Sam, when you work in an office space, you know what Hump Day is because people love saying in an office. It's halfway through the working week. People love saying Hump Day.
Is that a new thing?
I don't know. Wait there, boy. You're skipping comments, yeah?
I haven't.
Sam says, is the Addams Family horror?
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
100%. Our Life in Horror, what's Hump Day? Wednesday. There we are. That's quite in tone with
is it not an American thing?
No, maybe it originated in America, but we definitely use it over here now. Jamie says, I had seen Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Amityville Horror 2 by the time I had seen Ghostbusters. I still consider it mild horror, although it was made for kids. So yeah, that's a cracking point, Jamie.
The thing about Ghostbusters, you say it's made for kids, but the humor in it is very adult. That's why it's so good.
So my thing on this argument is that when we do videos and we say the greatest sequels of all time or the greatest original horror movies of all time, when you include Ghostbusters, I think that's wrong.
I think you're wrong.
You included Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, I'd agree with you. Maybe Ghostbusters 1 and 2 horror, especially 2, that painting. I can't remember the
well, I would say number 2 is less horror. That was more kid-friendly, the second one.
Well, the second one scared me more when I was a kid because of that painting and the ship coming into town, all the ghosts coming off.
That was Titanic.
But Afterlife and then the newest one, that is so far from any sort of horror elements, Jenks. You've got to agree.
I'm going to read a few comments. Give me a second. So we've got Gina says Hump Day would mean something else in some people's mind. Well, that's what I thought. I thought it was just like some. John Moran says if you had to choose a Final Destination death from the movies to be your way to leave this mortal coil, which one would you choose? I definitely wouldn't choose the fucking sunbed. That would be my least.
I've got to say, John, that's a very nasty, mean-spirited question.
If I had to pick, it'd be the quickest death. So I think the log through the head is the quickest death. Like it's instant. Your head is just gone.
Well, no, that's a cop out because that didn't actually happen. You can't choose that. It's got to be a singular death, a single person's death.
All right. What about I don't want to spoil the sixth one.
I'd do the gymnast.
No, she had a boat on her foot. Yeah, no way.
I know.
Let me think now. I suppose Sean William Scott had a quick death. His head just came clean off when that bit of metal.
That's a good one.
That's an easy one.
Definitely not the acupuncture one from 500.
No.
The most prolonged death, I think, in the franchise.
Well, I think there's one in the sixth one. Again, I don't want to say much about the sixth one because it's still in the cinema.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm on about. It's not advertised in the trailers. That is
I
horrible.
I know exactly what you say.
Yeah. But yeah, the sunbeds, though, definitely the worst. If I had to pick the worst, I'm guessing you'd be the same. The sunbed one.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind having my guts sucked out of my ass. I wouldn't mind that. I think for at least 4 minutes it'd be enjoyable until it started hurting.
Yeah. Oh, this is nice. Oh my god, too much. It's not nice anymore. You go 5 stars, 3 stars. You know, I'm trying to think. Go through all the deaths. So the pane of glass. Let's see what the chat say. Give me a second. Where are we?
What, John? You wouldn't mind being folded in half by a pane of glass?
So yeah, pane of glass. So John's not the nail gun.
Not the nail gun.
Jamie says the tanning beds haven't tanned since. Well, that's the worst one, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
that's
got to
not
be up there. No, it's too long.
Yeah, it's not a quick death. I know they do speed up the death, but it's pretty slow and horrifying.
Yeah,
I think.
and you know, I've heard that there could be worse ways to die, and more like prolonged deaths. But in terms of like, I want to say like natural deaths, people say burning or drowning are two of the most horrific deaths. Like,
and what's worse about the sunbed is not only do they cook to death, they're probably melting their skin on the plastic. Vivian says getting hit by the bus. Yes, in part 1, boom, that famous scene. That's quick. You don't know what's happening. Yeah, totally.
Like let's go through them, right, and keep it going. But I will say you've probably got the best shout is Sean William Scott being decapitated in the first one. It's gotta be. You're done. Once your brain's gone, that's it.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't choose the escalator.
Gina says, I know what you mean, and I haven't seen Bloodlines. Oh, I'm guessing she just knows.
We won't mention anything about Bloodlines, guys.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, guys, you got to watch it. It's awesome.
Yeah, do you know what, guys? I need to apologize a little bit because I was quite harsh last week on Bloodlines, right? I was a bit sore coming out of cinema because I was expecting a masterpiece. I didn't get it. But you know what? It's still the second best. I'm not changing my mind on that. Yep. It's not the best one. And you know what? A little bit of me wanted to hate it because you liked it so much. and I'm man enough to admit that, right?
Is it because I had a solo video?
Oh, and you got 1.7k views as well. I had to take you down a peg, Jenks.
I know.
But what I'm saying is, you've pissed me off so much the last year, right? With your insane views. I just wanted to go against you, Jenks. I've done. Honestly, Jenks, the day you rewatch Possession, Presence, knock it down a star, I'll be a happy man.
I'm happily watch it again, and I'll happily knock it down a star. I'd probably knock down most films a star. It's when you watch it in that moment. That's why I never put like new films in my top 10 because you got to let them rest for at least 5 years in there. And the rewatch factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many times you're going to watch it?
It's happened to me so many times, Jenks. I loved Cocaine Bear leaving the cinema, and I didn't even have to rewatch it to realize that it wasn't that good. It was just sitting on it for a few days and then realizing, do you know what? That was quite shit, wasn't it?
Yeah,
sometimes you don't even need to rewatch a movie. But
listen to me next time.
I will say I am always bewitched by violence. So if I'm watching a movie, I can be bored for half hour. But then if you show me extreme violence and it gets my adrenaline going, sometimes I leave the theater and I only think about those bits, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times I leave a violent movie. For some reason, I love violence, right? Not in real life. I'm not a violent person. But in movies, it's something that gets my adrenaline going. If there's violence in movies, I love it.
Yeah.
And I leave the cinema sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, that was so good. And some of the scenes in Cocaine Bear were fantastic, specifically in the ambulance. And then the next day then I'm like, do you know what? All the shit in between the deaths was a bit crap, wasn't it?
It was
and then
pretty
you're
crap.
thinking, it's not good. I still haven't watched it again.
Frankie D's joined us. Hi, Curtis and Jenks in chat. Love catching my favourite Punch and Judy show. Hope everything is well. Everything is awesome.
Hiya, Frankie, mate. Hope you're doing good, pal.
Skiddy Automatic, something fast. I'm getting. Oh, has she just joined us? He just joined us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Skilly.
Hi, Skilly. Well. How's it going? Something fast. Yeah. Quick log. I know the log wasn't a death because it's a premonition, but yeah, log to the head, chopped off head.
Yeah, and anything with decapitation, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Jamie Hart says, quick death, the flying fence. Which one's that now? Is it the one that cuts in half, the barbed wire?
Yeah. It's in the second one.
Yes.
No, third one. It's third one.
Is it the dude? Is it the... Oh, no. Oh, yes. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Which is the stoner
They're
guy?
They're investigating a death in the third one. And the guy, I think, investigating it gets... A fence goes through him, I think.
Yeah, the barbed wire. Jamie Hart says, quick death, the flying fence, or crushed by the school sign. Which one was the school sign? Can't remember.
The only thing I can think of is the pole going through them. I can't think of the school sign.
Gina also says, I wouldn't spoil. I guess you're talking about Bloodlines. I'll see you when it's available on physical, as I don't stream or do cinema. Oh, I think some of the gun needs to be seen on the big screen.
Yeah, of course.
But Gina might have an awesome TV. Tyler Adams says, what's your favorite death or karma moment from Tales from the Crypt?
Oh, that's a good shout.
It's a good shout, but I don't think I've seen enough of them to give me a really good... Like, you've seen a lot of the seasons, have you?
Yeah, I've rewatched it twice in the last few years. Not every episode.
We did that thing with Davy Death Ray, didn't we?
Yes, yeah. Do you know what? Do you know people did release the Snyder cut for Justice League?
Yeah.
We never released my episode of Davy because he was gonna do them weekly in order, and you picked an episode that was coming up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a petition. Release the Curtis cut.
And here he is, Davy Death Ray.
There he is.
Hey everybody! Always a treat to catch the Twisted Locker Boys live. How's it going, Davy?
Thank you so much, Davy. Thanks for jumping on, pal.
Yeah. Release the Curtis cut.
Release the Curtis cut.
Yeah.
So I can't think of death or karma moment, but my favorite episode is the one with the ventriloquist. Is it ventriloquist?
Ventriloquist, yeah.
Ventriloquist, yes, yeah. When his brother is a part of him, it's like conjoined onto his hand.
Oh, spoiler alert!
Ventriloquist.
Jesus.
Shut your mouth. That's my favorite episode. Karma is Demi Moore's episode where she marries that really ugly, grotesque guy because a fortune teller tells her that he's gonna come into some money.
Yeah.
But it's obviously twisted because it's Tales from the Crypt and it doesn't quite go that way. That's probably the best Karma episode. But again, it's an episode I've seen recently.
I did watch a lot when I was doing research, but I've forgotten a lot of them. I do like the one I used the Davies show with the wishes, the 9 lives.
9 lives, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. 1 second. I just jumped over this one. Yeah. So Miss Bunny Girl 69. I'm always scared to read this one out. Don't read it too fast. Which one of you kisses on the first date? Just kidding.
You didn't say hee
hee. He. I don't do hee hees anymore. Okay, it's disturbing when a man does it. Yeah, it's hard not to read. It's a bit like Anchorman when you just got to read whatever's on the teleprompter and without thinking before he reads it. Like, oh shit, I did it again. Where are we?
Oh, what is Anchorman in there? Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Yeah, I'm Ron Burgundy with the question mark.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
The school sign, Jamie says, is in 3. Hang on. He's the chatting with Big D. Davy Death Ray has got an awesome channel. You got to check him out. He's got some amazing guests on. I mean, the guy, I don't know how he does it. Do
you know how? I know how he does it. He's got charm.
He's got charm.
He's got a bucket full of charm.
People don't get back to us. Or maybe just me. I get blocked. Yeah, if I ask them to jump on. I thought, it's hard to get hold of some people because...
We've got some great stuff coming up. So we've got Wolfman's coming on Sunday to
run. Oh, not him again. Shit.
We gotta keep up appearances, Jenks.
Just because he's Scottish and we're Welsh, as if we're mates, then because of that.
We gotta be in there. We're banded into one group.
We're the same one, yeah.
Our life, no, what is it? Sledgehammer Horror have reached out to me on Instagram. I think we're gonna do a stream. We're gonna jump on their stream. I think on the 3rd. No, Monday
19th, you said, didn't it?
Was it the 19th?
19th, you told me.
Well, it's the 19th then, boy.
Ah.
It'll be a Monday.
Cool.
Anyway, they've reached out and asked us to come on their
Awesome.
channel, so we'll be doing that soon. I know those guys are quite popular amongst the YouTube community. They're great guys. So
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait.
yeah. And we need to get something sorted with Davey. Let's get it done.
Yes. Jamie Hart said Ian McKinley gets crushed by the McKinley school sign. Do you know, I've drawn a blank on that. I love that film as well, but I've totally forgotten. The flying fence is Rory from 2 with the porn mags and stuff. Yeah, he's the guy doing all the sniff in the car. No? He's like the cool.
Yeah, of course.
And the guy, he's a bit of a thespian, that guy, because he's in House of the Dead.
A bit of a thespian.
He's like the Ian McKenna. Yeah. I think he scrubbed that from his CV, probably.
Yeah. Do you know they've got that thing where directors, Anthony Smithy,
yes,
they use a pseudonym to get away from a movie that they directed. He's definitely got a pseudonym. That is his pseudonym.
Yeah. So Davey Deathless said, I know I got to get back on my Tales from the Crypt reviews. Yeah, I think it was good fun, that was.
Davey has gold just lying on his computer waiting to be released.
Yeah. He doesn't need to. He's just got all that charm. You know what? He can just talk for an hour.
It was like a year ago, so it's probably going to be shit because we have improved, Jenks.
Yeah, you had no moustache. You had your mullet. You were much fatter. I was a bit more handsome, slightly. Hang on. So we got Vivian says, I just watched Prevenge, which I haven't seen, and I really liked it. Do you like female rage movies? Yes, the answer is.
I love Prevenge, Vivian. It's a great film. It's got, I can't remember the actress's name, Jenks, but she's in Sightseers.
Yeah, she's cool. She's in that Simon Pegg world, isn't she? That sort of.
Yes, yeah. Funny enough, she's just in a film with Nick Frost.
Yeah, I fancied her. She's pregnant, isn't she? And she's killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
watched
female
that when it
rage.
came out. It's good. Female rage movies. What about The Loved Ones?
I haven't seen it. It's meant to be disturbing.
Oh my God, Jenks, it is grim. I'd say it's more to do with her being psychotic than just rage, but she loves this boy in school. He obviously doesn't want to go to prom with her, and she basically kidnaps him and then forces him to have prom in her house. So it's her father and her, and they tie him up to a chair, make him do all the things you would do at prom.
Yeah.
But they get a screwdriver out, not a screwdriver, a drill.
Screwdriver. Taking ages, that's worse.
It won't even go in.
Hang on, let me change hands. Oh, that sounds great.
Some air out.
I tell you what,
Jenks, it is as grisly as they come. I would say maybe too grisly for some.
You recommend? Yeah, because I've seen it pop up on. I'm sure I saw it on Splattercast's disgusting top 5 or something. And he had it on there.
I've used it in one of our videos. You get.
I don't think you have.
No, I definitely have. 100%.
We can easily check that.
Yes, we can.
On our disturbing videos.
No, it was earlier than that, much earlier.
Either way, I'm a big female rage movies. I really enjoyed Becky. I even enjoyed the second. The second one wasn't as good as the first. It went a little bit cheesy, but I'm gutted they're not making any more because it just didn't make bank.
Well, I like the idea of turning comedy actors or more comedic actors into horror villains. So obviously the first one you had Kevin James, which was insane. Kevin James playing a Nazi.
He's great.
He's great in it. And then Sean William Scott, the most lovable guy in the world.
Yeah.
In the second one. It would have been nice. I was talking with one of my mates about it the other week. It would have been nice to see them keep going. Like Adam Sandler, get Adam Sandler and he can play a villain. That would have been great.
Yeah, you're never going to get Adam Sandler. He's low. Kevin James, easier to get.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler. But I think a lot of these actors now, they turn, like Vince Vaughn now, he's played a couple of nasty parts. Like I know he started on Psycho, but that's kind of forgotten. He's predominantly like a comedy star.
Well, I'd say the first half of his career is thrillers and dramas, and then he went into comedy. and now he's come back out again. Brawling Cell Block 99. Guys, blow the chat up. That film's insane.
Yeah, it is a good film.
Oh my God. I just got it on 4K, shipped from America. The steelbook is in bits.
Is it?
But
sorry.
But the disc works fine.
Taylor Adams says, can a guy be a thespian? Now, I didn't know. I thought it was a unisex sort of word. What's the male version then of thespian? I always thought. I thought thespian was just both. Maybe I'm wrong. So I'm not sure what Vivian's talking about. She wrote, directed, and starred in it. Oh, Prevenge.
Oh, Prevenge, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably Prevenge,
yeah. So Our Life in Horror, The Loved Ones is so good. Love Lola. So you're recommending that to me, you?
I would, yeah. I will. I know you're not shy to nasty movies, but I know you've gone off them a bit. It is grim, Jenks. It's very grim.
I'll give it a go. Gina says, I'm going to be watching Urban Legends, Bloody Mary. Oh my God, that's going to be shit. In a few days, I'll let you know how bad it is. Yeah, awesome.
I love that you know it's going to be bad and you're going to watch it anyway, because that's what I'm like. Sometimes I just want to watch a shit movie. For my whole life, basically, I'm a lifelong fan of Dario Argento. But I refuse to watch his movies past Two Evil Eyes, right?
Yeah.
So you've got his movies going into the mid-90s to the early 2000s. Now, I watched Trauma a few months back for the first time. I always avoided it. It was his first bad movie. Didn't enjoy it at all.
Yep.
And now I'm going to go through all his later movies knowing that they're not that good. I'm hoping to find something good about them, because you've got Mother of Tears, which is the third movie in the Witches trilogy. Never watched it, never wanted to. And then you've got Stenthal Syndrome and Card Player, which another 2 sequels.
Yep.
So I'm going to give them a go, but I know I'm probably going to walk away disappointed.
Yeah, you owe it to him. He's given you a lot, see?
Yes, he has. And I owe it to him to watch his... If you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
Eli Court, does he just jumped on? What's up, Curtis Jenks and all the Twisted Nights? How's it going, dude?
What's happening, Eli? Thanks for jumping on.
I skipped one by accident. So Miss Bunny Girl 69, are you interested in Bring Her Back? Yes, 100%.
Overly interested. That's my most anticipated movie for the year. Jenks knows full well how much I love Talk to Me. I don't stop talking about it.
Be careful, though. Every time you say that, you're always disappointed. Long legs.
I know. Every time I say that, and Weapons is gearing up to be a disappointment. Not to say that I think it's going to be bad, but with how high my expectations are, it's just them gearing up.
But this had rave reviews as well.
Yeah, my thing now, right, is Talk to Me was my favourite movie of 2023, and it's the same year an Evil Dead movie got released, right? So that's saying something. I'm a huge fan of Talk to Me, and I've heard it's just as grim as Talk to Me, maybe even worse.
I think it's grimmer, apparently.
These guys are very, very capable, and it's had great reviews, so I will try and temper my expectations, but I can't promise anything.
And I think they're just learning their craft as well, because they're relatively new on the game. I know they've been making short films and stuff, but you know, Talk to Me is brilliant, and there's always room for improvement. And if they've learned a shitload from that film, this looks a bit more arty. It doesn't look straight up as like Talk to Me is a bit more popcorn horror in some respects, even though it's really good. This looks a bit more. It may not appeal to the same crowd, I think, because it looks a bit more.
Well. I have seen, and a fair few YouTubers a bit disappointed. I think, I don't quote me on this, Davey might have been a little bit disappointed with it. I think I remember watching his review.
Davey
and Cody Leach was disappointed with it, I think.
Oh,
there's a few people, I know.
Keep your expectations down, boy.
I'll try my best.
Yeah. So do you want to read a few comments from here, Eli?
Eli says, don't forget to slash that like button and sub to this awesome channel, and consider becoming a member of the mighty Twisted Nights for some sweet perks. I swear to God, if we ever do a stream and Eli doesn't drop that.
Yes. And it's only 99 pence / 99 cents. There's no tiers, one tier, and everything's on one tier.
Yes. Tyler Adams, eat the cat poop.
What's that from?
I don't know. I don't know how far back we've gone with these now. I think I'm a little bit behind. Our Life in Horror says Sledgehammer is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great. I can't wait to do a video with those guys.
I know. What are they thinking teaming up with us?
I have no idea. He reached out to me. I was like, what? What are they doing reaching out to us? That's mad. Right, I think I'm caught up now. Jordan says, not horror, but I watched Young Guns the other night. Did you know Tom Cruise has an uncredited cameo as a henchman?
Really?
Really? So
Wow.
there's 2 Young Guns, yeah?
Yeah.
And I've heard they're doing another one, and Emilio Estevez is coming back.
What? He's about 65.
I think so. Only because, right, funnily enough, I just watched a video of Tom Cruise on the red carpet, and the guy talking to him said, I've got a video message here for a friend, and it was Emilio Estevez wishing him the best. And he was like, I love that guy and other guy, and they were talking about their work together in Mission Impossible, and then he said, and I wish him all the best on the new Young Guns.
I have heard, I think they're trying to do like a Top Gun Maverick of getting like the old heads back.
Well, they will one day. Top Gun made $1 billion.
So
they will.
Yeah, but I don't think Young Guns 3 is going to make $1 billion. Because I know damn well Top Gun, Young Guns 2 didn't make $1 billion.
Yeah. Oh, God. Frankie D says, Carrie is the epitome of a female rage movie. Oh, I love it. Original. Genre is good. Got to be so careful at the time of the month.
Do you know that? Know the cover of that, right? It gives away the plot. You got Carrie like that being prom king next to it, it's full of blood. It's like,
I know.
Yeah.
I think Carrie is one of the greatest movies ever made. Brian De Palma is in my top 5 favorite directors of all time. I adore Carrie. I think it's fantastic. It's easily one of the best Stephen King adaptations.
Yeah.
Let's forget about the Chloe Grace Moretz one.
You also forget that Brian De Palma also directed the first Mission Impossible film, talking about Tom Cruise.
Of course, I didn't forget. No one forgot.
No, it's easy to forget because it just seems like jarring that it's like seems
Brian
disconnected to the other ones.
Yeah, well, the problem is that it was become a hired hand or leave the industry for Brian De Palma because he had pissed every single exec off in the business. Yeah, because he would never listen to them. You can't hire a real porn star for your film. I'll do it anyway. You can't drill through that woman and the blood come through the wall. I'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
He was just a guy completely on his own, and I love him for it.
Yeah.
So but the later end of his career, he was basically forced out of Hollywood, and he ended up, doing movies like that. Then I'm not saying he didn't want to, but
I quite enjoyed Carrie 2, The Rage. I didn't mind it. See,
I had it on DVD when I was a kid. I don't remember it.
I don't remember. I saw it when I worked in Blockbuster, and I always thought it was a decent sequel. It felt like basically business as usual. It felt like exactly the same as the first. But she was a better Carrie, like the Chloe Moretz one. Oh my God, she's just too beautiful to be Carrie. You have to be a little bit off looking.
Spacek is perfect because when she turns up to prom, she is gorgeous and she's a really attractive woman. But she's got this weird look about her, a model type look, with something a bit odd about her, which is perfect. You got that perfect balance. And a little fun fact about Carrie: did you know that they changed the ending of Friday the 13th one after seeing the ending of Carrie with the hand coming out of the grave? So it's the only reason they did the whole scene on the lake where Jason jumps out onto the kayak. Was because of Carrie.
It's mad that that's Stephen King's first novel, and it was already made into a film. Like, he didn't have to made about 4 novels that were okay, and he got better instantly.
Yeah,
made a film, amazing, and with Brian De Palma as well.
Look at this. Davies says, I like Bring Her Back, but wanted to love them. My expectations might have been too high. All right, that's really good to hear. So maybe I'll just lower my... I don't know what I'm saying. I can't lower my expectations.
You can't.
Jenks.
You can't
it's
even...
not in my DNA.
Good at this. You can't even not watch a trailer when we say, like, don't watch a trailer. We'll do a trailer reaction. And no, I can't. I got to watch it. Just wait. No.
But Jenks, you've got to applaud me for it, for how much I love saying that. You've got to applaud me for it. I'm passionate. I get excited. I watch trailers the second they come out, and then I watch the trailer 200 times before the movie comes out. And I'm there day one in cinema every time.
I think you're one of those kids that used to eat all the chocolate advent calendars and didn't wait per day. Did you? I bet you any money.
Well, one year, right, I remember specifically, I started eating my chocolate days past the advent calendar, my mother went out to buy another one and let me eat that one. She said, look, leave one, right? And you can have one chocolate a day. Here's another advent calendar, eat it. And then I had all the chocolates on that advent calendar.
That's in the Simpsons when there's a birthday and Marge has made a cake and Homer goes for it. He goes, stop. I made you a cake you can ruin, like a separate cake for him. Genius.
Jordan says, bring her back and weapons have my interest peaked.
Yes.
I am at an absolute peak with these two films, guys. I am beyond excited. And the same with 28 Years Later, too. I feel like I said on last Sunday's stream, this year's been quite poor, guys. I think a lot of people would agree with me. There's been some good movies, but nothing's been great. Nothing has screamed.
Yeah.
Not once have me and Jenks come on our stream. Even with Presidents, Jenks, you haven't come on the stream and absolutely raved about a movie. Not like we did with The Substance, or even Speak No Evil.
The only
there
film
hasn't been that movie where
only
we've
Final
screamed
Destination.
about.
Only Final Destination.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like if we look at our streams last year, almost every Sunday we were reviewing about 3 films.
Yeah.
We
were. Yeah.
This year we're doing lots of rankings, which I enjoy, but it's because there's no films to talk about. It's fucking shit.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why we're on here on a Wednesday just talking shit, because there's no films to watch. There's nothing to watch. Let's have a look. Tyler says, wordplay sounds like joke.
What?
Wordplay sounds like joke. Are we supposed to come up with a word that sounds like joke? And have you got a word in mind for us? As in a word you wanted us to say? I'm not sure. I'm a bit lost with that.
Yeah, we're not that brainy.
Our Life in Horror says, going to see Bring Her Back this weekend. Looking forward to it. See, we're not getting it till August in the UK. It's insane.
Is that right?
Yes. Everything online says August the 1st. I think it's August the 1st.
I'm sure it's earlier than that, man. I saw it pop up on the my Odeon app.
Yeah? Well, have a look then, because I was under the impression we were getting it till August.
Yeah.
But I hope you enjoy it when you do watch it, because I can't wait for that.
I tell you what's out this weekend: Karate Kid Legends, a film nobody asked for.
I would have watched it if William Zabka was in it.
I know the reason we love Cobra Kai is because it's Cobra Kai and it's seen the other point of view. I don't like Karate Kid 2 or 3 or 4. The only first one I like.
No.
Where are we now? I think you're right, kid. It's just not showing up. I was wrong.
Cat Poop is from Anchorman because he said, "Go fuck yourself, San Diego." Oh, cat poop! For God's sake!
Oh, do you know what? I tell a lie. 28 years later popped up, and I was like, "Oh, that's coming up," and I've somehow mixed them up.
So July, 28 years later.
Yes, that's July.
July, yeah.
We don't get that first. It's a British film. We should definitely get that.
Yeah, I genuinely think we're not getting it till August, which is nuts because it's being released. The majority of America have seen it already.
I know, that sucks.
Eli says, I recommend y'all to Sledgehammer in a poll they had. That's awesome. They reached out to y'all. I'm not taking credit, but that's awesome.
Oh, well, look, you can take the credit. That's Eli, awesome. Thank you.
Take all the credit you want, pal. That's awesome, and we really appreciate that, pal.
Yeah,
because I was like, I've never had any interaction with these guys. And he just hit me up on Instagram and asked us to come on, which
that's brilliant.
Obviously I don't know what word I'm looking for, Jenks. I was
grateful.
Very humbled. And I bit their hand off for the opportunity to come on their channel. But Eli, that's awesome, pal. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I really appreciate the support, buddy.
Yeah, you're awesome, mate. So you take credit, Eli, pal. You deserve that.
And you can take credit for the Twisted Nights coming up with that name.
Yeah, exactly. You're the third member of Twisted Locker, pal. That's it. Our Life in Horror, Eli making the collabs happen. Yes, Eli's the man. That's good to hear. Jamie says Ken and Ashley are fantastic people. Yes, I'll double check the date we're booked in, but we're all booked. We're going to do it. We're going to jump on their channel. Yeah. It'll be nice. We haven't done much of jumping on other people's channels.
No, they tend to come on ours mainly, isn't it? Davey a couple of times.
Movie Squirm.
Squirm, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you've got some. Gina says I enjoyed Carrie the Rage also. I'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah,
Then.
it's that. I don't know the girl who plays Carrie, but the guy in it is the guy from Dazed and Confused, and I'm drawing a blank of his name. He's the
Matthew
main guy.
McConaughey.
Not him. The other one, the main dude.
That's pretty spot on, to be fair, George. She looks like an alien in a good way.
Yeah.
The best way possible.
Yeah, I think so. Perfectly cast.
And Jamie likes Rage too as well. That's it. I'm going to watch it, guys. I'm going to watch it.
I can't speak for it. I haven't seen it for 20 years, maybe longer.
Who says running late, just home from work? Well, thanks for jumping on, Who.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, pal.
Shoot us a question, Who.
Yeah, shoot us a question. What's this? That's to Jamie. Vivian says, you often mention Street Trash. I haven't seen it. What is good about it?
Nothing. Vivian. I say it a lot because I hate it and Curtis loves it. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just watch the trailer. Actually, the film is free on YouTube, okay? It's just on there because nobody gives a fuck about copyrighting that piece of shit. It is absolute horseshit, and that's the end. Nothing else to say.
I will never recommend it to people, but like I've always said to everyone on this podcast, I adore the movie. It's one of those films I watched when I was young, when I shouldn't have. And for nostalgic reasons, maybe I love the movie. It's just a movie I've always watched since I was a kid. And I watch it and I genuinely get pure enjoyment out of it. And I'm not on my own. Jenks can sit there all he wants, right? And say how shit it is and how garbage it is.
This shit.
Shut up. Street Trash has a massive cult fan base, and I mean a huge fan base. This was a movie that was made for no money. It wasn't even meant to be seen by people. It made its way on VHS. It became an instant cult classic, and it's still going today. People still talk about it. It's still being released on physical media, and it just got a remake. So it's got a massive fan base. If you like shit, schlocky B movies, I'd highly recommend it. That is the best promo I can cut.
No, Curtis, you dare call it a B movie, okay? That's way worse than that. It's way further down the line.
Look, you may not be in the minority of your opinion, but there is a fan base. I'm not saying you're on your own.
All I'm asking you, Vivian, right, is to look at the trailer and then, enough said, you'll watch the trailer, you'll be like, what the fuck is this piece of shit? I swear to God.
You may do, but listen to my words as well, and you can go in unbiased, right?
I had PTSD.
You've got two opinions. You've got two opinions here, Viv. I call you Viv now because I feel like we know each other.
Not after they watch Street Trash.
comes on our Sunday stream.
Yeah.
Actually, you can call me Vivian.
Yes.
Jordan says, so the new Karate Kid movie is not connected to Cobra Kai. I don't know, pal. I mean, Ralph Macchio is in it, so I assume it is connected. I don't know if any of the Cobra Kai characters are going to be in there.
This is the strange thing, though, because the remake, which Jackie Chan was in, he was called Mr. Miyagi. So is he the same guy who has the same name? Because obviously he's not Mr. Miyagi. Do you know what I mean?
Was he Mr. Miyagi in
the remake? He was. Yeah, he's called Mr. Miyagi.
Do you know what?
And he was Kung Fu as well in the remake, even though it's called Karate Kid.
They're gonna come up with some sort of relation.
I think they're just gonna pretend not mention it and just he's a new character. I bet you.
Maybe.
Well, actually, two people can have the same name, innit?
Yeah, why not? Miss Bunny says, if you had a superpower like Carrie, what would you choose? Mine would be to do things super fast.
No, you did it again. Stop
that was Jen.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy. What would I choose? I have no idea. I mean, she got telekinesis.
Telekinesis. Right. If you've seen Chronicle, which if someone hasn't seen it, you need to watch it. It's on Disney Plus. One of the best films ever made. They've got telekinesis. All they can do, but they can manipulate it to be like have Superman powers. They can fly. It can use it as like a shield. So it's so universal. Whereas Carrie, she can only move things. That's rubbish. You know.
Yeah. Tyler says, I've only seen the first Karate Kid. I love it so much. That's a great movie.
It's the only one worth watching. I know they make reference to all of them in Cobra Kai, but to be honest, the first one's the only good one.
Yeah. Gina says, I can't wait for 28 years later. Parts of it were filmed about 15 miles away from me at a local beauty spot. Yes, I did see you mention that in one of Darren's streams. That's awesome. I mean, when that film comes out and you see that beauty spot, if it's only 15 miles down the road, that's great. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Nothing was filmed close to me. Nothing. No one comes down my way. Who says, what horror film would you love to watch in 3D?
None. I fucking hate 3D.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of 3D. No, I quite like gimmicky 3D for a laugh, but I don't like it when films are held hostage because of the 3D.
Yeah.
Like, I love Friday the 13th Part 3. I think it's a fantastic film, but there's a lot of gimmicky parts in it. Same with Freddy's Dead. A shit film, but made worse by the gimmicky parts because it's 3D.
You'd think as well, with Freddy's Dead, with a nightmare sequence, you could really have fun with like depth and things like that. But because it's old 3D, I suppose if you made Freddy now using like Avatar technology and made the dream worlds really crazy.
God, yeah.
But again, you'd have Freddy like poking his glove at you. And what else? Yeah.
A 3D movie that's not aware that it's a 3D movie is great. I didn't mind that real 3D that they used in Avatar. I remember watching Avatar for the first time and all the stuff coming out of the screen. I thought it was amazing. It died quickly.
Isn't it mad that Avatar 1 made almost 3 billion, Avatar 2 made over 2 billion, and it's made no cultural footprint whatsoever.
I know.
Like, people just don't talk about it, and then the next one comes out, they watch it, and they just forget about it instantly. There's no toys, there's no merchandise. It's just...
And the both games that they've done, so they did a game after the first one, a video game. They've done a video game after the second one. Both flopped.
It's weird. Because you think anything that makes 3 billion almost, it's going to have a massive cultural impact. Nothing at all.
Yeah. No, I didn't think of it that way. I agree with you for once. Jordan says Street Trash is worth it for the practical effects alone. It's mental.
No,
yeah, I agree with
Jordan.
you. There's more to it than its practical effects. But yeah, I definitely agree with you there, pal. I think it was totally worth watching. I've seen Karate Kid 2. It's not that bad, Jenks.
It's not. But it's not a patch. And the third one's terrible. Fourth one's unwatchable.
Davey Deathray says, are you guys looking forward to Dangerous Animals? Do you know what?
Oh, is that the one with the shark?
Yes, with Jay Courtney.
Courtney.
My interest was somewhat piqued after the trailer. I thought it was a new, cool concept of a serial killer out on a boat using sharks to kill people. It's a great concept. It hasn't been done before. It's original. Yeah. But the reviews have started coming out, Jenks, and people are liking it a lot.
Oh, to change the subject slightly, have you known that film Together that's coming out with...
They've been sued.
Yeah. And the film they've been sued was called Better Half. Did you read that they were offered the script and they refused it? And then so they were offered the script of Better Half, supposedly, and they said, no, it will pass. And then a few years later, then Together came out. That's why it's such a massive court case, apparently.
Because they turned
Better Half. So it wasn't just like, accidental plagiarism. It happens to me all the time. I come up with an idea and somebody's thought of it, or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's very common. That's mad, isn't it?
What the worst thing is that it's doing really well. It's got 100% rating.
I can't wait. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, it's not going to hinder my experience with the film. I just hope that it doesn't cripple it and that it doesn't get released.
Yeah, because you remember a few years ago, I forgot, is it Lock Up or something it was called, where it was...
Yeah, Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce, yeah. And he got...
Escape from New York in space.
Because when I saw the trailer, I was like, is this a remake? Like, is this like a take?
Well, a lot of people assumed it did. It was a remake. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they got sued.
Talking about like people stealing people's ideas. I've had one of my ideas stolen, right? I never wrote it down or I never made anything with it.
Stolen.
But I've got a movie where Kurt Russell lives in a small seaside town and the town gets overrun by some sort of sea monster, and he's an aging fisherman who's retired, comes out of retirement to catch one last fish and it's this sea monster running havoc in the town. I also cast Wyatt Russell, his son, to play his son. So it'd be a father and son duo, right?
Yeah.
Set in this small seaside town. What do you know, Jenks? A week ago, I'm online scrolling, and what do I see? Josh Hartnett to star new Amazon series playing a fisherman, saving a small seaside town from sea monsters. They completely stole my idea.
Well, I told you that.
What do you think of that?
That's terrible. I think they must have broken into your house.
So
Uh,
I made this film in my head. I even cast it.
yeah.
I never wrote anything down on paper.
But did you think of that idea because you're watching Apple TV and you're watching Monsters or whatever it's called? The Godzilla thing. Something. There's a.
No.
Isn't there a Kurt Russell's Monarch?
Yeah,
I said Monarch of Monsters.
No, absolutely not. I came up with this idea before they did that film together.
Yeah.
How about that, guys? Bringing them on screen as father and son would be great.
Perfect.
But I'm sure people are going to blow up the chat now saying how good my idea is.
I can read a few of these, Kurt.
Take it if you want, guys, because it's already been stolen.
I'll read a few of these, give you a break. Tyler Adams says, do you have any unlikely, iconic double feature recommendations? Let me think now. I suppose the best double feature would be with horror would be Exorcist and Shining. Those are the two big players.
Unlikely.
Ghostbusters and The Conjuring. Both iconic, both unlikely.
So what if we played like this, right? So what's a horror movie that's got the same plot as a comedy or a drama? If you added horror elements to it, it would become that film.
Well, Shaun of the Dead and something like Day of the Dead, something really bleak.
No, man. Something that's not horror at all, but similar in tone. So, say for instance, right, you've got Pretty Woman, which is the furthest thing from horror ever. But there's also a horror movie where a rich man, a very wealthy man, picks up a prostitute and gives her the world. But there's a dark secret there. That's what I'm talking about. It could be a Serbian film, right? But if in a Serbian film there's a man who takes on a prostitute and gives her the world.
Well, funny you're saying about Pretty Woman, right? I had an idea before of my emails where I was going to make a different short story every month revolving around different themes, like Valentine's Day, and I was going to flip each story. So I thought, what about a flip on Pretty Woman? And I was like, I'll have to call it Ugly Man, like the opposite.
Yeah. What about Handsome Fella?
Right, Davey Deathley says, I've never seen Street Trash, don't bother, but I'm interested. Trust me, don't. Especially with how much you guys talk about it.
We are, right, a horror movie podcast, Jenks. We don't tell people not to watch films. We tell people our opinions, and then it's up to them to go away to form their own opinions, Jenks. I will never, and this is what separates us two, right? I will never tell someone not to watch a movie, right?
Yes, you have. I bet you have.
I have not.
I'm sure you told everyone not to watch Presents. Yeah, I'm sure you. I definitely think you made an exception.
I was in a fit of rage, Jenks. Yeah, I was angry.
So I was wrong. Tyler Adams, Jackie Chan was Mr. Han. Oh, okay, maybe I just assumed. Maybe it's a Mandela effect. So Frankie D says, I love Karate Kid '84, one of my many favorite movies of the '80s. I've heard the new Karate Kid movie is not connected to Cobra Kai, and that's not very good. Yeah, it's very odd. Yeah. It's just come out from nowhere, really, isn't it?
Yeah, if it's not connected to Cobra Kai, I think that'll be their biggest mistake, because guess what? Cobra Kai is a huge success. People love it. I love it. I won't recommend it to people because of how corny it is, but it's something that I enjoy.
Oh, Cobra Kai.
I mean,
I recommend to everybody. It's a fucking masterpiece. Every season is perfect.
Jenks,
you mental or what?
A masterpiece.
A masterpiece. I've never seen a TV show, right, where every season was spot on. Every season. You name one show. I'm not saying it's my favorite show. I'm not saying it's Breaking Bad, but I've never seen a show more consistent.
That is the
Chat, do you agree with
crazy.
me?
No, that is. I love Cobra Kai, right? Every time a season's been released, I've binged it over 2 days, right? I love it. I've watched every single episode, and I cried in the finale, right? I cried man tears. It's a great show, but to call it a masterpiece,
I love
Jenks,
it.
oh my God,
I've never seen a show more consistent and the tone to be perfect all the way through.
Well,
Being able to juggle cheese, being able to juggle sort of nostalgia,
why are we
humor,
talking about cheese now? Why are we talking about cheese?
because it is what it is. Yeah, it does everything it's supposed to do, and it does it perfectly.
No,
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
well,
I'm
you're
not
wrong.
saying it doesn't do that
Chat,
perfectly.
do you agree with me? The more
But
consistent
you're calling
show
it a
ever.
masterpiece, man. You're going to put up there with
Oh,
Sopranos.
You call everything a masterpiece. We're talking about. You got about
Jesus Christ.
every film you watch is a masterpiece.
Look, I'm almost embarrassed to tell people that I love it as much as I do. That's all I'll say.
Well, that's silly, that is, because it's a very well-loved show.
No, it's very good, but it is as corny as it gets. It's almost a soap, like a British soap.
I fucking love
You
it.
could compare it to Coronation Street. How consistent is Coronation Street? It's been going for 80 years.
Look, shut up. You're being stupid now. Jamie Hart says Chronicle is amazing, and that's a masterpiece. I'm going to say it again.
It is. I agree with you.
I love
James.
it.
Is a masterpiece.
So Gina said, if I could have a superpower, it would be to heal. Wolverine has got awesome. What, heal people or heal yourself? If it's Wolverine, he's got an awesome
Well,
power.
that would be very selfish, wouldn't it? Very selfish.
Yeah,
I can't heal myself, but I can heal other people.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it work on me?
I know. Jordan Moran says Chronicle is great. I always forget Michael B. Jordan is in it. Yeah, that's one of his first films, or
Yeah, it's
first
gotta be one of
mainstream.
his,
That's how he got in Fantastic Four. That terrible Josh Trank film. That's the most troubled production ever.
Oh, let me read this one. Viv says, I'll watch Street Trash when I'm in the mood for schlocky stuff. I love the old practical effects. It might be so bad it's bad. I have to know why you both have such strong opinions on it. Yeah, and that's the attitude to have, Vivian. I love that. Don't listen to Jenks. Go in with your own opinion. You may think it's the worst movie in the world, and I won't tell you you're wrong. I'll always agree with Jenks that it's a shit film that I love. I've never once said it was something that it isn't. But yeah, definitely watch it when you're in the mood for something schlocky.
Tell Vivian how many copies of it you got.
8.
Just go through them all, please. I like to hear it.
No.
All your different types. You got
I've
VHS.
got it on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, multiple times on both. Apart from VHS, I got one VHS tape, which my amazing fiance bought for me. I'll have you know, Jenks. The same one I had from when I was a kid.
What, the fiance? Same one you had as a kid?
My fiance, yes. Jamie says, if I had superpower, I'd want to control people's minds, bend their will.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
That's a dark one.
Do you know what I would like?
Jumping on streams.
I would love to freeze time whenever I wanted. Like that.
Yeah, that's a pervert's power.
Yes, I never said it wasn't a pervert's power, but that's what I wanted.
That's standard you, Jenks.
That's even better than being invisible.
Tyler says, I'm going to move on quick from this one.
dark.
Tyler says, I tried to show my daughter Chronicle yesterday, but she just wanted to watch Psych, Sean and Gus. So we changed it. Great flick. What's Psych, Sean and Gus?
Is that a TV show, Psych? I think it's TV show.
Could be. I
think it is.
Bell to me. John says, I'm desperate to get Friday the 13th Part 3 in new 3D. Yes, so our uncle Byron had it. He had the massive 3D box that came with these big, thick glasses. You plug it into the TV, and he had Friday the 13th 3. And I remember the scene in the barn when he's coming towards the screen with the spear.
Pitchfork, is it? No.
No, because it's just like one. There's
right,
like
yeah.
Spear, it's just like a spear, like, yeah. Brilliant. Our Life in Horror says, I've never seen any of the Avatar movies.
I don't really care about them, to be honest.
No, I enjoyed them in theatre, but I've never watched Avatar 1 out of cinema.
So I've seen them both in cinema because I thought, fuck it. But I've never rewatched them. I've got Disney Plus, is there. Do you know as well, I'm gutted because James Cameron's one of the greatest directors ever been, right? Fucking the guy did Terminator 2, Titanic, True Lies, Aliens. And he's stuck doing these films now till he fucking dies, probably. He's doing 5 of them. He's pushing 80.
he's announced a movie based on a book. I can't remember the name of it, but he is going to do something other than Avatar in the next.
But he might be producing it because he produced Dark Fate, Terminator 6. It was fucking shit.
Yeah, maybe.
And it was his idea to kill off John Connor in the opening credits. It was his idea.
Mad, isn't it?
That's mental.
Who says Gravity in 3D makes me sick? Is that the Sandra Bullock movie?
Yeah. George Clooney.
Yeah.
Do you know that's a weird film as well? Because it won all those Oscars. Everybody watched it. It did really well because it was quite gimmicky and it was well shot. Completely lost in history. Nobody talks about it. It's never on TV. It's never on Netflix. It's just disappeared, isn't it?
Our Life in Horror says Dangerous Animals is done by the same person who did The Loved Ones. Oh, I didn't know.
So
it's Australian. Jay Courtney is Australian, isn't he?
Yeah, Jay Courtney was a guy. He was a little bit like Sam Worthington when he came out. He was in everything, and everybody hated him. And I'm glad he's kind of disappeared, and now he needs to kind of work his way back up. You know.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for his Boomerang character in Suicide Squad, to be honest.
Well, they were looking for a team of metahumans, so they cast a guy who was good with a boomerang. The fuck.
John says the better it does, the more money the original writer can sue them for. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. What have we got? John Ryan, Kurt Russell as an Asian fisherman. I'm in. I know what you're referring to. I think I said an Asian. I'll have you know, John, I can't pronounce my G's, and you know.
He's self-conscious, Jordan. I mean,
he's self-conscious about
that. You know.
Look who we've got. We've got Don Keat. Hi guys, hope you're both well. Thank you for jumping on, Don.
Fashionably late as always, Don.
This is what I wanted from you, Jenks. This is what I was trying to get from you. Home Alone, People Under the Stairs.
Yeah, do you know what?
Ironic crossover.
I'm sure there's Home Alone and Saw. That's another one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Home Alone and Violent Night.
Yeah.
although Violent Night's only a smidge more violent than Home Alone.
Yeah. There was like a meme or something that Saw was a sequel to like Jigsaw was basically Kevin McAllister grown up.
Yes, I did see that.
He's gone like twisted. That's really good. I love it.
What we got? Oh, we've got David Cobra Kai. I've not seen any Cobra Kai. I've only seen the first two Karate Kid movies, and I've been hearing some very mixed things about the new movie. Yeah, same pal. I haven't heard great things. I've seen a few 3 stars across the board from the big reviewers. I can't say I was overly excited for this one, to be honest. I feel like it's just a cash cow.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to cash in on Friday the 13th, then I'll take it. If they did a Friday the 13th, like Crystal Lake now, right? If that series comes out and it's a big hit and they're like, oh, let's cash in on this and make 10 Friday the 13th movies, I'd be there for it.
Yeah, Crystal Lake Legends, definitely, with the Jackie Chan.
Crystal Lake Legends.
Jackie Chan versus Jason Voorhees. I totally watch that. I was going to say an Asian Jackie Chan, but he is Asian as well.
Oh, do you know, I've got the image now of Pamela and Jason on a poster back to back.
Yeah. No, back to back, and then Jackie Chan's just doing an 80s lean like that. That'd be awesome. Oh, hey man, Jason, just like that. How good would that be?
What about the Twins cover?
Yeah.
DeVito.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would watch that. I don't care how shit it be.
Jamie says Jenks describing Cobra Kai, yet he sounds like he's describing Twin Peaks.
I am. Yes. I can't speak for Twin Peaks, but yeah, I love. Look, I can't believe. Yeah, Coronation Street is crap. I can't believe, Curtis, that you said you're ashamed to pitch Cobra Kai to people. It is fucking brilliant. What's wrong with you? Well, don't be ashamed, man. You've been pitching street trash to people.
I am respected in the community, so I've got to be careful what I'm recommending to people, right? I'm not going to tell you what I thought of Minecraft. I'm not going to tell you.
I haven't even seen it.
Question, guys. Anyone in America ever heard of Coronation Street?
No, definitely not.
What have we got? Tyler says, well, I love Ally McBeal unabashedly.
Unabashedly. Yeah. That was like before Sex and City, and that was like that edgy program, the lawyer thing.
Oh, look at this. Eli says, I'm beyond honoured to be considered the third member of Twisted Locker. Oh,
look,
you absolutely
you
are,
might
pal.
you might be the second member now, but enough for this fucking twat.
Ditto, Jenks. Ditto.
Yeah.
Gina says, I meant heal other people, not myself. Whew. Very selfless of you, Gina. I love that.
Yeah.
Gina says, I don't like the Karate Kid films. No interest in Cobra Kai.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to recommend it to you.
No.
Davey, if I could have a superpower, it would to be able to grow a mustache as awesome as Kurt's. Oh, stop it, man. Stop it.
I think you could probably grow a better mustache than Curtis.
Jenks, he's just trying to be nice. Let's not stick to the facts here.
Well, yeah, and I'm trying to be mean, yeah? So we'll kind of counterbalance in.
You'll never see us two together again, I'm telling you. You'll never see us two together again. Next week now, you'll see a new team up. Me and Davey Deathray.
Yeah.
John says, Turbine in Germany are releasing Friday the 13th Part 3 in modern 3D soon. Nice. I'll probably have to get that, to be honest. Tyler says he's producing a sequel to Elite Battle Angel. I hope to God they get that sequel done. That's had such a great resurgence because it was a film that came out, it didn't do too well, it didn't garner a sequel, but it's built up quite a big fan base, I think. And I love that for Robert Rodriguez because he's not a man, I wouldn't say he's done loads of stinkers, but I think he really needs like a big hit, you know.
Rodriguez. I wasn't that fussed in it. I think it got lost in COVID as well. I think it was around the COVID time. It's very hard to judge films that came out like 2020, 2021. It's just really difficult. They got so many good ones that got lost.
Another banger here, Jenks. Wolf Creek and In-Betweeners 2.
Oh, that's a cracker. Yes, that is the best one, I think.
See, I'm on the spot now. I want to come up with a great one because we've had two great ones.
Yeah, that is really good.
Yeah, that's a great double feature there, Hugh.
Fair
play.
Yep, play.
Great double feature suggestion. Where's Jordan's double feature suggestion? Is that one from earlier that we missed?
What about The Great Outdoors and Evil Dead 2? They hire a cabin by the lake.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Right, we've got Davey. I've got that AMC A-list membership, so I'll probably check out the new Karate Kid. And I may double feature with Bring Her Back to see how I feel about one on a second viewing. It's a good shout, pal. I think if you wanted to love it but someone was missing, you usually do a second watch. Guys, I did the exact same with Havoc, Gareth Evans' newest movie.
Yep.
I enjoyed it on first watch, but I did leave a little bit disappointed.
Yep.
I watched it again, and I enjoyed it 10 times more. Once you're used to the story, the characters, you know where the film's going, you can kind of concentrate on other parts of the movie that you weren't concentrating on the first time you watched it. So I'd always recommend a second viewing.
Yeah.
Unless you absolutely hated it.
I'm going to read this one out, Kurt. Donkey, Jaws and Baywatch. That is brilliant. Oh, we're shit, Kurt. We haven't thought of a good one at all. Really shit. That's brilliant. Why didn't we think of that?
The problem is, right, I'm trying to keep talking and think at the same time. I need to like sit here.
Right. Can I steal her idea? Jaws and Free Willy.
But they're too close.
What do you mean?
Close. It's too close. I'm telling you.
Well, Free Willy.
Cracking one, Don. Fair play.
Yeah.
Davey says, hey, everyone, make sure to hit that like button.
Yes.
Show boys some love. Thank you
Davey
so much,
says,
Davey. Look at this. Jamie's heard of Coronation Street. Look at that.
Yeah, honestly.
Jamie, you are American. I'm sure Jamie's American. Almost positive.
She must have. Everybody. The thing about Coronation Street, I don't want to talk about it, but it's the oldest running soap in history.
Yeah, I know. I did a quiz the other day, actually, and it came up on it.
Let's do a stream about Coronation Street.
Eli says, laugh my ass off. Curtis is golden. Thank you so much, pal.
Hey, also, if you watch Rambo 4, the guy from Coronation Street is in that. Matthew Madsen, somebody's name is. Good looking guy.
Davey Deffrey, they're not boys, they're daddies.
Don't laugh, don't do it.
I'm trying my best. We've got Sam, Castaway, and The Shining.
Yeah, good shout.
Descent into Madness. I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
And we've got Wilson and Tony.
Wilson and Tony.
They both got imaginary friends.
Yeah.
Wilson and Tony. Cracking one there, Sam. Tyler says, yeah, tuned in at the time and I scored the box set when they finally got the music rights figured out. Look at this.
Wilson!
Eli's been a member for 4 months.
Get in, legend.
Sure, you've been a member for longer, Eli, but you were a member on our tier 2, and now you've been.
We haven't been doing tier
1.
2 for 4 months.
No?
It's only been about not even 2 months.
Okay. Wilson. Look at this, Jamie. I am American, yes, but I'm very cultured. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you know what Coronation Street is. That's great.
I think I doubt if you'd know EastEnders. Maybe you would. Coronation Street's the more famous ones.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Palf, Dr. Dolittle and Phenomena. That is outstanding. Probably the best one of the night. I'm not being biased, but not being biased. Gina says, my brother hated me at times because I used to get him to switch Baywatch off as I didn't want to see people in bathing suits. Mum used to make him. I'm not surprised.
Kurt, I think we need to wrap it up now. It's past my bedtime.
Yeah, no worries.
Wrapping it up.
Sport.
I know EastEnders. Whoa. Probably a good time we start talking about EastEnders and Coronation Street. Probably that's the end of our...
We should have dipped when you started talking about Pretty Woman.
Yeah. Right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for jumping on. It was so much fun today, having no script, just talking nonsense. And I really appreciate you all contributing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every time I join a live and we haven't got an agenda, I have that little bit of panic. But you guys in the comments make us better. You give us great comments, great stuff to read. And the cracking stream. Thank you all, guys. Yeah. And we'll see you Sunday.
We'll be back on Sunday with Wolfman's Got Nads, Barry, and we're doing ranking of prequels, horror prequels. Yes. It's not a very popular one. We have to scrape it a little bit because it's not a million, but better than having 30 to go through. So I think
saying this right, the first one that came to mind was me. Came to mind for me was Orphan First Kill.
Yeah. But yeah, listen, also I have a book. It's called The Great Decay and it's out on Amazon. It's doing okay. But yeah, it's one of my most well-received books, I think. It's about what do you say?
I've read it, Jenks, and it is fantastic. Obviously, I've told you, but great read.
It's Stand By Me meets World War Z or World War Z. Now, we say Z, but obviously Stand By Me meets World War Z. I didn't mean it for to rhyme. It just is like that. It's about a world where zombies almost took over the world. Humans survived and they built a wall around this town and these kids find the last ever zombie. So that's where the Stand By Me element comes in, where they keep this last zombie a secret and he's trapped in a mine and then all hell breaks loose. But check it out on Amazon and the link is in the description. Oh, I always wanted to say that.
Link is in the description.
Yeah, like a twat. Anyway, so we'll catch you on Sunday. Yeah?
Yes, thank you all, guys.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Have a nice night.